नमस्ते विद्यार्थी मित्रो. ज्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी 11वी साठी कॉमर्स शाखा घेतली असेल आणि कॉमर्समध्ये त्यांनी मॅथमॅटिक्स घेतलेला असेल, त्या विद्यार्थ्यांचं मी इथे स्वागत करतो. आणि माझ्या या चॅनलवरनं कॉमर्सच्या विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी देखील मॅथ्सचे मी लेक्चर्स अपलोड करणार आहे. या व्हिडिओमध्ये मी कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर हे चॅप्टर घेतलेले आणि हे सर्व लेक्चर्स माझे मराठी मीडियम मधनं आलेल्या विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी, सेमी इंग्लिश ॲज वेल ॲज इंग्लिश मीडियम मधनं आलेल्या विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी ते उपयोगात पडेल. मी दोन्ही माध्यमातनं ते शिकवण्याचा प्रयत्न करणार आहे, इंग्लिश ॲज वेल ॲज इन मराठी. I will teach all the examples in a very simple language. Now this is video for the before the exercise 3.1. 3.1 exercise च्या आधीचे सर्व तुम्हाला बेसिक जे फॉर्म्युलेज आहेत, ऑल सॉर्ट एक्झाम्पल्स मी अतिशय सोप्या भाषेत तुम्हाला समजून देण्याचा प्रयत्न करणार आहे आणि निश्चितच तुम्हाला त्याचा उपयोग होईल. Now let us start the chapter number 3, complex number. Now in this chapter you will learn what is that complex number, algebra of a complex number, next solution of quadratic equation, cube root of unity. हे टॉपिक्स आपण इथे बघणार आहोत. ओके, नाउ लेट्स रिकॉल algebra of real number. You know the algebra of the real number means what? Addition, subtraction and the division. Solution of linear and the quadratic equations. Okay, this you have seen in your previous standard, that is in the 10th standard. Representation of real number on the number line. तुम्ही नंबर लाईन वरती रियल नंबर देखील कसा रिप्रेझेंट करतात हे देखील शिकलेला. ओके, now the introduction. Okay, consider the equation x square plus 1 is equals to 0. This equation has no solution. म्हणजे कुठला असा नंबर आहे की त्याचा स्क्वेअर -1 येणार आहे. देर इज नो सोल्युशन. ओके, असा कुठलाच नंबर नाही की ज्याचा स्क्वेअर हा -1 आहे की जेणेकरून त्याचे टोटल किती आले पाहिजे, तर 0 आले पाहिजे. ओके, द सेट ऑफ रियल नंबर्स. ओके, because there is no real number whose square is negative. Okay, this equation has no solution in set of real numbers because there is no real number whose square is negative. To extend the set of real number, यापूर्वी तुम्ही कोणकोणते सेट लर्न केले? ओके, सेट ऑफ द नॅचरल नंबर, then set of the whole number, then the integers means what? Z. Okay, then set of rational number and then the set of real number. या प्रकारे तुम्ही सेट लर्न केलेले. ओके, टू एक्सटेंड द सेट ऑफ रियल नंबर टू अ लार्जर सेट विच वुड इन्क्लूड सच अ सोल्युशन. मग या प्रकारचे इक्वेशन जर आपल्याला सॉल्व्ह करायचे असतील तर अजून आपल्याला एक वेगळ्या प्रकारचे नंबर्स माहिती पाहिजे. त्यासाठी सेट ऑफ रियल नंबर्सचा लार्जर करायला पाहिजे, मोठा करायला पाहिजे. वी इंट्रोड्यूस द सिम्बॉल I such that I is equals to in root of -1 and I square is equals to -1. Symbol I is called an imaginary number आणि म्हणून he denotes I square is equals to -1. I square ने तो हा -1 or I is equals to root of -1 and this I is called imaginary unit. Okay, Swiss mathematician Euler was the first mathematician to introduce the symbol I with I square is equals to -1. Now see this here, imaginary number, a number of the form k into I, where k belongs to set of real number and k is not equals to 0 and I is equals to a root of -1 is called an imaginary number. Okay, it is called k into I, it is called the imaginary number. But what is I? तर तुम्हाला कोणी प्रश्न विचारला, what is I? I is equals to a root of -1. This is the number. Okay, for example, root of -25 is equals to 5i. मग ते कसं असणार आहे? I can write here root of -25 is equals to, I can write it like this, 25 into in bracket -1 and that's equals to 25. I square means what? Sorry, -1 means what? It is a I square. Okay, and the square root of 25 is a 5 The square root of I square is I, and hence the root of minus 25 is 5i. Next 2i, 2 by 7i, minus 11i, root of minus 4. This is also the complex number. Again, this minus 4 can be written as 4 into minus 1, and that's equals to 4 into I square. Okay, I square is a square root of I square is a I, and square root of 4 is a 2, and therefore it is a 2i. Okay, all these are the complex number. Okay, the number I satisfies the following properties, which are that I into 0 is 0. If a belongs to set of real number, root of minus a square, but what is the, again, this minus a square minus a square, this equals to a square into in bracket minus 1, but minus 1 means what? I square. Therefore this is a square and I square, and if you take its a square root, it is a plus or minus. If a and b belongs to set of real number, ai is equals to bi. If it happens, then these two numbers are equal. Okay, now the next complex number, a number of the form a plus ib, where a and b belongs to set of real number. A आणि b हे real number मधले numbers असतील. Okay, and I is equals to root of minus 1 is called a complex number, and it is denoted by z. Complex number is denoted by z. Z is equals to a plus ib. Okay, then what is a and b? A and b are the real number असणार आहे, आणि b या नंबरला फक्त I ने मल्टिप्लाइड असणार आहे. Here a is called, या a लाच फक्त काय म्हणणार, a is called the real part of z. Okay, z is a complex number. It is of the form a. It is of the form a plus bi, where a is called the real part of z, and it is denoted by real part of z or r of z. Re means what? Real part of z, or r means what? Real part of z. आता b ला काय म्हणणार, त्याला I ने मल्टिप्लाइड केलेले आहे, therefore it is called the imaginary part. B is called the imaginary part of z, and it is denoted by imaginary of the z or the iz. Okay, the set of complex number is denoted by c. C is equals to, in curly bracket, a plus ib, where a comma b belongs to set of real number and I is equals to root of minus 1. म्हणजे सेट ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर हा सगळ्यात बिगेस्ट सेट असणार आहे. मगाशी तुम्हाला मी ते सेट्स दाखवले. व्हॉट इज दॅट? दिस इज सेट ऑफ नॅचरल नंबर, होल नंबर, then the set of integer, rational number, and the real number, and this set of complex number. या set of complex number मध्ये हे सर्व numbers include असणार आहेत. And the set of complex number, this is the biggest set. Okay, now the next, this is the c is equals to, in curly bracket, a plus ib, such that a comma b belongs to set of real number and I is equals to root of minus 1. Now see this, the table z. These are the complex numbers. Okay, we can write it is in the form a plus ib. Then what is the real part of z? Imaginary part of the z. We take z is equals to 2 plus 4i. आपण असं घेणार. मग ते a plus ib च्या फॉर्म मध्ये किती? हा रिअल पार्ट असणार आहे, हा इमॅजिनरी पार्ट असणार. रिअल पार्ट म्हणजे काय की दिस फर्स्ट नंबर, दिस इज अ रिअल पार्ट, अँड व्हॉट अबाउट द इमॅजिनरी पार्ट, ज्याला आय ने मल्टिप्लाइड असणार आहे, दॅट इज द इमॅजिनरी पार्ट. देयरफॉर 2 इज अ रिअल पार्ट अँड z इज अ 4 इज अ इमॅजिनरी पार्ट. नेक्स्ट 5i. ओके, आता इथे फर्स्ट पार्ट नाही दिलेला आहे, देयरफॉर ही राइट इट 0 plus 5i. Therefore, what is the real part? Real part is 0 and imaginary part is 5. Next, 3 minus 4i. 3 minus 4i. Here, real part is 3, imaginary part is a minus 4. 5 plus root of minus 16. Again, root of minus 16 can be written as, This is the minus 16, and that's equals to 16 into I square, because minus 1 means what? I square. And if you take its square root, then you will get 4i. Therefore, 5 plus root of minus 16 is 5 plus 4i. 5 is a real part and 4 is a imaginary part. Next, 2 plus in root of minus 5. Again, I will write here a root of minus 5 means what? 5 into in bracket minus 1, and this minus 1 means what? I square. That is a 5 into I square, and its square root is a root of 5i. Okay, root of 5i. Therefore, real part of this complex number is 2 and imaginary part is root 5. Next, 7 plus root 3. इथे I कुठेच दिसत नाही. Therefore, we will write here 7 plus root 3 plus 0i. And hence, in this complex number, real part is a 7 plus root 3 and imaginary part is 0. Okay. Now the next, let note, what is that? We will note here. A complex number whose real part is 0, असा complex number की ज्याचा real part 0 आहे, is called imaginary number. Such a number is of the form z is equals to, इथे real part 0 आहे, 0 plus ib, then you are getting ib or bi. It is a imaginary number. What about the next? A complex number whose imaginary part is 0 is a real number. हा complex number आहे, z is equals to a plus 0i. मग इथे imaginary part काय तर 0 आहे, and therefore this is the real number. Okay. A complex number whose both real and imaginary part are 0, then 0 is equals to 0 plus 0i. Okay. This set capital R of real number is a subset of the set capital C of the complex number. Set of real number is a subset of complex number. Okay. What is here? The first set of natural number, then the set of whole number. Natural number is a subset of whole number. Then the set of integers. Then the set of a rational number. Then the set of a real number. And lastly, set of the complex number. Okay. These are the subsets. Okay. Now the next, conjugate of a complex number. Definition. The conjugate of a complex number z is equals to a plus ib is defined as a minus ib, or it is denoted by z bar. Conjugate म्हणजे काय की कुठलाही कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर घेतला की त्याचा इमॅजिनरी पार्ट असेल, इथे जर प्लस असेल तर त्याचा कॉन्जुगेटला मायनस असणार आहे, इथे मायनस असेल तर त्याच्या कॉन्जुगेटला काय असणार आहे, साइन प्लस असणार आहे, and it is denoted by z bar. Suppose z is a complex number, then its conjugate is a z bar. Means whenever there is a z bar sign असेल त्यावेळेस त्याच्या इमॅजिनरी पार्टचं साइन काय करणार, चेंज करणार. प्लस असेल तर मायनस, minus असेल तर plus. Okay. Therefore, a plus ib is a complex number, then its a conjugate is a minus ib. A minus ib is a complex number, then its a conjugate is a plus ib. या प्रकारे. Now see this from this table. Z and Z bar. फक्त कोणाची साइन चेंज करायची, इमॅजिनरी पार्टची. प्लस असेल तर मायनस, मायनस असेल तर प्लस. रिअल पार्टला कुठल्याही प्रकारचा बदल करायचा नाही. 3 plus 4i. Okay, then z bar is a 3 minus 4i. 7i minus 2. Change the sign of this imaginary. Minus 7i minus 2. What about here? इथे real आहे. Sign change करायचा प्रश्न नाही. 5i? Yes, we will change. Minus 5i. 2 plus root 3. This is a real number. Therefore, 2 plus root 3 as it is. Next, 7 plus root of minus 5. Yes, this is a complex number. Again, root of minus 5 can be written as 5 into minus 1. Minus 1 is I square root of I square is I. Therefore, 7 minus root of 5i. Okay, in this way. These are the conjugate complex numbers. Properties of Z bar. काय is Z bar? Suppose I take the complex number आणि मी त्याचा कॉन्जुगेट घेतला, त्याचा साइन चेंज घेणार आणि पुन्हा याचा कॉन्जुगेट घेतला, then I will get the original number. For example, if I take 2 plus 3i, this is my complex number z. If I take its conjugate, then what will happen? 2 minus 3i. Again, if I take the conjugate of this conjugate, I will change this sign of the imaginary part and its minus will become plus. But this is nothing but the z. Therefore, the conjugate of conjugate is the original complex number. If z is equals to zy, then it is a real. Okay. का? की त्यामध्ये imaginary पार्टच नसणार आहे तिथे. Therefore, z is a real. And if z is equals to minus z bar, then it is a imaginary part. So, then z is called the imaginary number. Now we define the 4 fundamental operations of, जसं आपण कुठली नंबर्स लर्न केल्यानंतर आपण काय करतो, त्याचे ऍडिशन, सबस्ट्रॅक्शन, मल्टिप्लिकेशन, डिव्हिजन जसं बघत असतो, तसंच कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर साठी देखील आपण काय काय बघणार आहोत, ऍडिशन, सबस्ट्रॅक्शन, मल्टिप्लिकेशन and the division of complex number. Okay. Now see this. It is called the algebra of complex number. What is the first equality of two complex number? When the two complex number said to be equal. See this here. Two complex number z1 is equals to a plus ib and the second z2 is equals to c plus id. These are the two complex number. Are said to be equal if their real and imaginary parts are equal. What is the z1 is equals to z2 असेल. Suppose here z1 is equals to z2. Two complex number are said to be equal if, that is we will write z1 is equals to z2. It means that their real parts are equal and next imaginary parts are also equal. Means what? A is equals to c and b is equals to d. Okay. For example, if x plus iy is equals to 4 plus 3i, then what about x? X is equals to 4 and y is equals to 3. Okay. Next, addition. Let z1 is equals to a plus ib, z2 is equals to c plus id. Okay. Then what is the z1 plus z2? मग यावेळेस काय की रिअल पार्टची ऍडिशन रिअल पार्ट मध्ये करणार, इमॅजिनरी पार्टची ऍडिशन इमॅजिनरी मध्ये करणार. Then what is this? Is the a is real, c is real. Then we will add it, a plus c in first bracket. And what about here? ib plus id. Take I as a common. Then in bracket you will get b plus d, bracket complete into I in this way. Therefore, real part of z1 plus z2 is a plus c and the imaginary part of z1 plus z2 is c plus id. Okay. And hence the real part of z1 plus z2 is real part of z1 plus real part of z2 and imaginary part of z1 plus z2 is equals to imaginary part of z1 plus imaginary part of z2 in this way. Okay. Now the next, see this example, 2 plus 3i plus 2 plus 3i plus 4 plus 3i. Now this is the addition of the two complex number. Here we will add the real part and then the imaginary part. मग real part मध्ये काय ते 2 plus 4, 2 plus 4. Imaginary part काय तर 3i, 3i. Take 3 common, then you will get 6i. 6 plus 6i. Okay, in this way. Next, minus 2 plus 5i plus 7 plus 3i plus 6 minus 4i. मग यामध्ये रिअल पार्ट्स कोणकोणते? minus 2 plus 7 plus 6 plus imaginary part 5i plus 3 minus 4. Take I as a common. And here you will get 7 plus 6, 13. 13 minus 2, 11. And next 5 plus 3, 8. 8 minus 4. And here you will get the 4i. In this way, this is the addition of these three complex numbers. Okay. Now the properties of addition. If z1, z2, z3 are the complex number, then z1 plus z2 is equals to z2 प्लस Z1 तसंही तुम्ही ऍड करू शकता. इट इज अ ऍडिशन कॉम्युटेटिव्ह प्रॉपर्टी ती. Z1 plus in bracket Z2 plus Z3 is equals to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Z1 plus 0 is equals to 0 plus Z1 is equals to Z1. And what about the next? Z plus Z bar means what? It's a conjugate, and that's nothing but 2 times the real part of the Z. Okay. का की conjugate part ला minus sign असणारे plus minus that get cancelled, and here you will get 2 times the real part of Z. Now the next is a Z1 plus Z2. It's a conjugate, and that's nothing but the conjugate of Z1 plus conjugate of Z2. नेक्स्ट द स्केलर मल्टिप्लिकेशन म्हणजे काय? कुठलाही कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर घ्यायचा, त्याला एखाद्या नंबरने मल्टिप्लिकेशन. इफ झेड इज इक्वल्स टू ए प्लस आय बी इज एनी कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर, देन फॉर एव्हरी रियल नंबर के वी डिफाइन के इंटू झेड मीन्स वॉट? के ने ए ला मल्टिप्लाइड करणार आणि के ने बी ला मल्टिप्लाइड करणार, अँड हेन्स you are getting Ka plus I times Kb. For example, Z is equals to 7 plus 3i. This is the complex number. If we multiplied this complex number with 5, then 5Z means what? 5 in bracket 7 plus 3i. 5 into 7, 35. 5 into 3, 15. Okay, this is the multiplication. Now the next, subtraction. आता कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबरचं सबस्ट्रॅक्शन कसं? आपण ऍडिशन बघितली, सबस्ट्रॅक्शन. Z1 is equals to A plus IB. Z2 is equals to C plus ID. Then what about the subtraction? Z1 minus Z2 means what? Z1 plus in bracket minus Z2. And what about here? We write the first complex number Z1 A plus IB plus in bracket minus Z2. म्हणजे काय? की C plus ID च्या साइन चेंज करणार, minus C minus ID. Okay. मग हे रियल पार्ट, इथे रियल पार्ट A आहे, इथे रियल पार्ट minus C, and collect it, then you are getting A minus C. What about the imaginary part? IB minus ID. Take I as a common, then in bracket P minus D. Okay, and hence we have the again the result. Kai? Real part of Z1 minus Z2 is equals to real part of Z1 minus real part of Z2. Imaginary part, imaginary of Z1 minus Z2 is equals to imaginary of Z1 minus imaginary of the Z2. Okay. Now the next example. Z1 is equals to 4 plus 3i and Z2 is equals to 2 plus i. आता त्याने काय केलंय? सबस्ट्रॅक्शन केलेलं आहे. 4 plus 3i minus in bracket 2 plus i. Okay. मग इथे काय? 4 minus 2 करणार. You are getting 2. Next 3i minus I. Then you are getting the 2i. Therefore Z1 minus Z2 is equals to 2 plus 2i in this way. Now the next example number 2. Z1 is equals to 7 plus I. Z2 is equals to 4i. Z3 is equals to minus 3 plus 2i. Then we want to evaluate this expression. काय दिलं त्या एक्सप्रेशन मध्ये? 2 times Z1 minus in bracket 5 times Z2 plus 2 times Z3. Now first 2 times Z1 means what? 2 in bracket 7 plus I minus in square bracket, what is here? 5 times Z2, 5 in bracket 4i plus 2 in bracket minus 3 plus 2i bracket complete. आता हे इव्हॅल्युएट करणार. 2 into 7, 14. 2 into I, 2i. Next, 5 into 4i, you will get 20i. Plus 2 into minus 3, you are getting minus 6. 2 into 2i, you are getting 4i. Okay. 14 plus 2i minus in bracket, here 20i and 4i. It becomes 24i and this is a minus 6. Okay. पुन्हा ब्रॅकेट ओपन करणार, साइन चेंज होणार. This minus will become plus, and again this minus and plus, it will become minus. Next, 14 plus 6, you are getting 20. 2i minus 24i, then you are getting the minus 22i in this way. Okay. Now the next we have seen the addition बघितली आपण, subtraction बघितलं. आता कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबरचं मल्टिप्लिकेशन. Let Z1 is equals to A plus IB. Z2 is equals to C plus ID. We denote the multiplication of Z1 Z2 as Z1 dot Z2. Means what? Multiplication. And it's given by Z1 into Z2 is equals to in bracket A plus IB into C plus ID. मग हे मल्टिप्लिकेशन कसं करणार? या ए ने या सर्व ब्रॅकेटला मल्टिप्लाइड केलेलं आहे. नंतर या आय बी ने या सर्व ब्रॅकेटला सी प्लस आय डी ला मल्टिप्लाइड केलेलं आहे. इट्स व्हेरी सिम्पल. ए इंटू सी यू आर गेटिंग ए सी, ए इंटू आय डी, सॉरी ए इंटू आय डी, देन यू आर गेटिंग प्लस ए डी आय. नेक्स्ट IB into C, you are getting BCI. IB into ID, then you are getting I square BD. But what is I square? I square is a minus 1. Therefore, we substitute here minus I square च्या जागी जर आपण minus 1 लिहिला, then here you are getting minus BD. What about here? AD into I plus BC into I. Take I as a common. Now see this here. This is the real part and this is also the real part. मग हे रिअल पार्ट आपण एकत्र आणणार. ए सी मायनस बी टी बी डी प्लस दिस इज द इमॅजिनरी पार्ट, तो इथे लिहिणार ए डी प्लस बी सी ब्रॅकेट कम्प्लीट इंटू आय. दिस इज द मल्टिप्लिकेशन ऑफ द टू कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर. त्या फॉर्म मध्ये तुम्ही या फॉर्म्युलेनुसार करू शकता किंवा रेग्युलर मल्टिप्लिकेशन. नाव हिअर द एक्झाम्पल दिले त्याने ते Z1 is equals to 2 plus 3i, Z2 is equals to 3 minus 2i. Now their multiplication. मग या 2 ने होल ब्रॅकेटला मल्टिप्लाइड केलेलं आहे, या 3i ने या होल ब्रॅकेटला इथे मल्टिप्लाइड केलेलं आहे. व्हॉट इज हिअर? 2 into 3 6, 2 into minus 2i you are getting minus 4i, 3i into 3 9i, 3i into minus 2i minus 6i square. Again, what is I square? Here I square is minus 1. It's therefore minus 6 into minus 1 and it's become plus 6. Okay. Now here 6 plus 6, it's a 12. Minus 4i plus 9i, you are getting the 5i. Okay. And in this way, Z1 into Z2, and that's equals to 12 plus 5i. Now the properties of multiplication. If Z1, Z2, Z3 are the complex number, then Z1 into Z2 is equals to Z2 into Z1. Means it is a commutative. Next, associative. That is Z1 into Z2. या दोघांचं मल्टिप्लिकेशन मल्टिप्लाइड विथ द Z3. It's nothing but the Z1 into in bracket Z2 into Z3. Multiplicative identity. That is Z1 into 1, 1 into Z1, and that is nothing but the Z1. Next, Z into Z bar means what? Conjugate of the Z is a real number. And the next is a Z1 into Z2. It's a conjugate. That's nothing but the Z1 bar into Z2 bar. Okay. Now the next. Let's note that. What is note here? If Z is equals to A plus IB, then Z dot Z bar is equals to A square plus B square. It is a real number. Again, we have I is equals to root of minus 1. I square is minus 1. I cube is minus I. How it is? Suppose मला जर I cube ची व्हॅल्यू जर फाइंड आउट करायची असेल, then I can write here I square into I. But what is I square? I square is a minus 1. Minus 1 into I, and then you are getting the minus I. Okay. In this way, I raised to 4. I raised to 4 can be written as I square and it's a bracket square. But what is I square? Is a minus 1 and it's a square, then it is a plus 1. Now next, the power of I. Okay. In general, I raised to 4n is 1. मग कसं I raised to 4n? This I raised to 4n, I can write it like this. I raised to 4 bracket complete and bracket raised to n. But what is I raised to 4? I raised to 4 is 1 and 1 raised to n is you are getting the 1. I raised to 4n plus 1. Yes, it's a clear. I raised to 4n plus 1 means what? I raised to 4n dot I. But what is its value? I raised to 4n ची व्हॅल्यू किती तर 1. 1 dot I and overall you are getting I. I raised to 4n plus 2 means what? I raised to 4n plus 2 that is equals to I raised to 4n dot here is a I square. I raised to 4n is again 1 into I square means what? Minus 1 and that is a minus 1. I raised to 4n plus 3. Okay. I raised to 4n plus 3. I raised to 4n इथे असणार आहे. And here is a I cube. I raised to 4n is again 1. 1 into I cube. Now the value of the I cube is a minus I. And hence we have calculated it. आपण इथे find out केलेले I cube. I cube means what? Minus I. Okay. And here is a minus. Now the next, the division of a complex number. Z1 is equals to A plus ID and Z2 is equals to C plus ID. Be the two complex number. Then what is the division? Z1 upon Z2 is equals to A plus IB upon C plus ID. Where Z2 is not equals to 0, C plus ID is also not equals to, means C plus ID is not equals to 0. The division can be carried out by multiplying and dividing Z1 by Z2, Z1 upon Z2 by C plus ID. Okay. The conjugate of C plus ID. Okay. That is Z1 upon Z2. Then this division can be carried out by conjugate of multiplying and dividing the conjugate of Z2. Okay. Like this. Okay. Now the short examples. Short examples देखील फार important असतात. Okay, first is if Z1 is equals to 3 plus 2i, Z2 is equals to 1 plus I. Then Z1 upon Z2 in the form A plus IB च्या form मध्ये लिहायचं. Okay. Now this is the Z1 upon Z2. 3 plus 2i upon Z2 means what? 1 plus I. We will multiply the conjugate of Z2 means what? 1 minus I ने multiplied करणाऱ्याच्या numerator denominator ला. Okay. Next multiplication कसं? That is a 3 into 1. This is a 3. 3 into minus I minus 3i. Next 2i into 1 2i. 2i into minus I minus 2i square. And what about 1 plus I into 1 minus I? Then you are getting 1 square minus in bracket I square. Okay. But what is I square? I square is a minus 1. Minus minus that will become plus. That is a 1 plus 1. Next 3 minus 3i plus 2i. I square is minus 1. And this minus 2 that will become plus. And overall next real part addition काय होणार? 3 plus 2. It's a 5. Minus 3i plus 2i. Then you are getting the minus I. And hence 5 minus I upon 2 is 5 by 2 minus 1 upon 2 into I. या प्रकारे. Okay. Conjugate ने normal multiplication. Therefore, मग त्या form मध्ये which is the form A plus IB means what? This is the real and imaginary. Which is the 5 by 2 is the real, minus 1 upon 2I is the imaginary part. Okay. Now the second example. Express in bracket 1 plus 2I into minus 2 plus I in the form of A plus I, where A comma B belongs to set of real number. Normal multiplication. 1 into minus 2, this is a minus 2. 1 into I, this is a I. 2I into I. Okay, sorry. First is 2I into 2 minus 4I and 2I into I. Then it is a 2I square. पुढे value substitute करणार I square. What is I square? Is a minus 1. Okay. 2 into minus 1 is a minus 2. पण त्याआधी this minus 2 as it is. I minus 4I म्हणजे किती होणार? हे minus 3I. And what about the 2 into I square means what? Minus 1. Overall, you are getting minus 2 here. Okay. Now minus 2 minus 2 minus 4 minus 3I. And hence, in the form A plus IB is equals to minus 4 minus 3I. And this is the answer. Next, write in bracket 1 plus 2I into 1 plus 3I into 2 plus I raised to minus 1 in the form a plus ib. Okay. मग इथे बघा ब्रॅकेटमध्ये 1 plus 2i into 1 plus 3i into in bracket 2 plus I bracket raised to minus 1. याची पॉवर मायनस आहे. तो डिनोमिनेटर आल्यानंतर त्याची पॉवर कशी होणार तर प्लस होणार. देअरफॉर 1 plus 2i into 1 plus 3i upon 2 plus I. A normal multiplication. 1 into 1, this is 1. 1 into 3i, you are getting 3i. 2i into 1, here is a 2i. Next, 2i into 3i, you are getting 6i square. Okay. Now here 1, 3i plus 2i, you are getting the 5i. But what about this? 6i square. 6 into I square means what? 6 into minus 1, and hence you are getting minus 6. Minus 6 plus 1. There is a minus 5. Minus 5 plus 5i upon 2 plus I. Here 2 plus I. My division is multiplied the conjugate of 2 plus I. Numerator and the denominator. And normal multiplication. Minus 5 into 2 minus 10. Minus 5 into minus I plus 5i. 5i into 2 10i. 5i into minus I minus 5i square. Next, a plus b into a minus b. Then you are getting a square minus b square. B square means what? I square. But what is I square? Minus 1. Now minus and minus take out the plus 1. Here is a 4 minus I square. 4 minus in bracket minus 1. This minus and minus that will become plus 4 plus 1. That is a 5. Pude. Next, what about here? 10. This is a 5i and 10i. That is a 15i. But what about this? Minus 10. Minus 10 and here is a minus 5i square. Minus 5i square. But I square is a minus 1. Therefore, it is a minus 10 minus 5. I square is a minus 1. This minus and minus that will become plus. Therefore, it is a minus 10. And here minus minus plus 1 are there. Minus 10 plus 5. You are getting the minus 5 plus 15i upon 4 plus 1. It is a 5. Okay. Take 5 as a common. यातनं काय करणार आपण 5 जर कॉमन घेतलं or divide with by 5. Minus 5 upon 5. You are getting minus 1. 15i upon 5. You are getting the 3i in this way. Okay. And therefore, the form a plus ib is minus I plus 3i in this way. आता next example, ये देखिए छान example है. Express 1 upon I plus 2 upon I square plus 3 upon I cube plus 5 upon I raised to 4 in the form a plus ib. Okay. Now what is I square? I square means what? Minus 1. I cube मी मगाशी सांगितलं. I cube means what? Minus I. I raised to 4 means what? Plus 1. Okay. Now here we will 1 upon I. This is the first. 2 upon I square. 3 upon I raised to 3. 5 upon I raised to 4. Now we'll substitute the values. Okay. Now see this here. 1 upon I plus 2 upon I square means what? Minus 1. 3 upon I cube means what? Minus I. And 5 upon I raised to 4 means what? 5 upon 1. आता numbers कोणकोणते येतात आपल्याला? Here is the numbers. These are the minus 2. 2 upon minus 1 means what? Minus 2. 5 upon 1 is 5. Okay. Minus 2 plus 5. You are getting here 3. What about here? 1 upon I minus 3 upon I. Then 1 minus 3. You are getting minus 2 upon I plus 3. आता next. इथे बघा हे simplification. Minus 2 upon I plus 3. Now to evaluate this, 2 into I upon I into I plus 3. Okay. Then here you are getting minus 2i. I into I square plus 3. Okay. Next, minus 2i. I square is a minus 1. And here is a plus 3. This minus and minus division become plus. You are getting 2i plus 3. Okay. This is the 2i plus 3. And hence, in the form a plus ib is equals to, we can write it is like this. The first is, and hence a plus ib is equals to 3 plus 2i. Okay, पुन्हा तुम्ही ते बघू शकताय. Okay. Now the next example. If a and b are real and I raised to 4 plus 3i into a plus in bracket I minus 1 into b plus 5 I raised to 3 is equals to 0. Find a and b. Okay, no problem. What is I raised to 4? I raised to 4 is 1. 3i into a. I minus b. I minus 1 into b. I cube. I cube is minus I. That is, we have proved it. I cube is equals to minus I. Therefore, it is a minus 5i. And that's equals to this 0. We can write 0 plus 0i. Okay. आता कलेक्शन करणार आपण रियल नंबर्स आणि कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्स. व्हॉट इज हियर? 1 plus 3i into a multiplication. A into 1, this is a. 3i into a, this is 3ai. Next, b into I, you are getting bi. b into minus 1, minus b. And here is a minus 5i. And that's equals to 0 plus 0i. Okay, here is a minus b. Therefore, a minus b. This is the real part. What about the imaginary part? Imaginary part is a 3ai bi minus 5i. Take I as a common. Then in bracket you will get 3a plus b minus 5 bracket complete into I is equals to 0 plus 0i. Now equate the real and imaginary part. आता इथे real part किती? a minus b. आणि इथे किती येतं? 0 आहे. a minus b is equals to 0. Imaginary part is 3a plus b minus 5. 3a plus b minus 5 and that's equals to 0. Okay. हा minus 5 इकडे transfer करणार. Then you are getting 3a plus b is equals to 5. a minus b is equals to 0 means what? a is equals to b. Now a and b are both are the same. Therefore 3a plus b is equals to 5 can be written as. This b is replaced by a. Therefore 3a plus a is equals to 5. Therefore 4a is equals to 5. Therefore a is equals to 5 by 4. Now both are equal, a and b. Therefore what is the value of a and b? A is equals to b is equals to 5 by 4. Okay. Now again you can see this. Next example. If x plus 2i plus 15i raised to 6 into y is equals to 7x plus I cube in bracket y plus 4. Find x plus y. Given that x and y are real. Okay, no problem. The solution x plus 2i plus 15i raised to 6 into y is equals to 7x plus I raised to 3 in bracket y plus 4. Now x plus 2i is as it is. I raised to 6 means what? It's a minus I. See this here. I raised to 6 can be written as I square and bracket raised to 3. I square means what? Minus 1. It's a bracket raised to 3 which is the minus 1 overall. Therefore I raised to 6 म्हणजे काय? तर minus 1 minus 15y. Okay. मग इथे आपण x as it is minus 15y plus 2i is equals to 7x minus in bracket y plus 4 bracket complete into I. Now see this here. What are the real parts? Real parts is x plus 15y is equals to 7x. Sorry, x minus 15y is equals to 7x. X minus 15y is equals to 7x. And what about the imaginary part? See this here. This is the imaginary part. 2i is equals to minus in bracket y plus 4. Okay, this is 2i means what? 2 is equals to minus in bracket y plus 4. How will evaluate this? X minus 15y, okay, is equals to 7x. हे आपण evaluate करणार. X minus 15y is equals to 7x. हा 7x left hand आणणार. It will become x minus 7x minus 15y is equals to 0. And then you are getting minus 6x minus 15y is equals to 0. Okay. This is. Next, 2 is equals to, this 2 is equals to minus y plus 4. Now evaluate this. This 2 is equals to minus y minus 4. Take this minus y to the left hand side. It will become plus. Minus will become plus. And minus 4 minus 2, that is a minus 6. Okay. Therefore, y is equals to minus 6. आपल्याला इथे किती मिळालं? This is the expression to y is equals to minus 6. If we substitute y is equals to minus 6 here, या expression मध्ये, what is that? Minus 6x minus 15y is equals to 0. If we substitute y is equals to minus 6 here, minus 6x minus 15 into minus 6, and that's equals to 0. Therefore, minus 6x minus multiplication plus 90, that's equals to 0. And what about here? If we evaluate it, that is a 6x is equals to 90. Therefore, x is equals to 90 upon 6. Then you are getting 15. Okay. The value of x is 15, y is minus 6. We want to find out x plus y. Means what? X is 15, y is minus 6. Their subtraction is a 9, and hence x plus y is equals to 9. Okay. Easy question. फक्त इक्वेट करणार आहोत. तुम्ही बघू शकताय. Real part is equals to imaginary part. The first expression is a minus 6x minus 15y is equals to 0, and second is y plus 6 is equals to 0. Y is minus 6. Put y is equals to minus 6 in this expression. You are getting x is equals to 15. नंतर ओव्हरऑल काय फाइंड आउट करायचं? x plus y. 15 minus 6, that is a 9, and hence x plus y is equals to 9. Now the next example. Find the value of x cube minus x square plus 2x plus 4 when x is equals to 1 plus root 3i. Since we have the expression x is equals to 1 plus root 3i. Now this can be written. हा 1 left hand ला transfer करणार. Then what you are getting? X minus 1 is equals to root 3i. Squaring on both sides. X minus 1 bracket square is equals to root 3i bracket square. Now expand this. X square minus 2x plus 1. Root 3 चा square किती? 3. 3i square. But what is I square? I square is minus 1. Therefore, 3 into minus 1, you are getting minus 3. And this is a minus 3. Next, x square minus 2x. Ha minus 3, shift करणार. And that will become plus. Okay. Therefore, x square minus 2x. 1 plus 3, that is a 4. Now, this is the important expression. X square minus 2x plus 4. Now, consider. We want to find out the value of x cube minus x square plus 2x plus 4. Okay. मग हे expression आपण या प्रकारे असं लिहिणार. X cube minus x square plus 2x plus 4. Take x as a common. Then in bracket you are getting x square minus x plus 2 bracket complete plus 4. आपल्याला expression इथे कसं आहे? x square minus 2x plus 4. Okay. मग इथे काय करणार आपण? Keep x as it is. Then in bracket I will write here x square minus 2x plus 4. x square minus 2x plus 4. मग काय राहिलं याच्यामध्ये? आपला इथे किती होता? मायनस एक्स होता. आपण इथे किती गेला? मायनस 2x. म्हणजे एक एक्स आपण मायनसचा जास्त घेतलाय. तो बॅलन्स करण्यासाठी आपण इथे काय केला? प्लस एक्स. ओके. इथे प्लस 2 होता, आपण इथे प्लस 4 घेतला. देअरफॉर त्याला पुन्हा बॅलन्स करण्यासाठी आपण इथे काय घेतला? एक्स. इथे मायनस 2 घेतला. ओके. दिस 4 is as it is. Now what is the value of x square minus 2x plus 4? The value of x square minus 2x plus 4 is 0. Okay. X in bracket 0 plus x minus 2 bracket complete plus 4. Again, the multiplication. This x into x, x square. X into minus 2 2x plus 4. and overall again the value of x square minus 2x plus 4 is 0. Okay, and hence the value of that polynomial is 0. Now the next question, तुम्ही इथे बघू शकताय, ही अरेंजमेंट इम्पॉर्टंट आहे किंवा आपण ती डिव्हिजन मेथड देखील यासाठी अप्लाय करू शकतो. नेक्स्ट एक्झाम्पल मध्ये ती डिव्हिजन मेथड अप्लाय केलेली. ओके, सी दिस हियर. ओके, स्क्वेअरिंग, यू आर गेटिंग द एक्सप्रेशन. हे टर्म ऍडजस्टमेंट करणार इथे. एक्स स्क्वेअर मायनस एक्स प्लस 2 कॅन बी रिटन ॲज एक्स स्क्वेअर मायनस 2x प्लस 4 प्लस एक्स मायनस 2. असं का करणार? कारण की आपल्याला एक्स स्क्वेअर मायनस 2x प्लस 4 ची व्हॅल्यू माहिती आहे, विच इज द 0. 0 plus x minus 2. Okay. Again, this simplification, x square minus 2x plus 4, and that's nothing but the 0. Now the next example, show that in bracket root of 3 upon 2 plus I upon 2 bracket cube is equals to I. Okay. Root 3 upon 2 plus I upon 2 bracket cube divided by 2, it can be written as root 3 plus I upon 2 bracket cube. Here root 3 plus I, so numerator la cube karna, it is written as root 3 plus I bracket cube. Okay, and here is a 2 raised to 3. Therefore, this is the root 3 plus I bracket cube upon 2 raised to 3 is 8. Next, a plus b bracket cube. A cube plus 3 a square into b plus 3 a b square plus b cube. Okay. Now here root 3 cube means what? 3 root 3. Root 3 cube means what? Here is a root 3 into root 3 into root 3. Root 3 into root 3, you are getting 3 root 3. Okay. Root 3 into root 3, 3 into this root 3, that is a 3 root 3. Next, root 3 square means what? 3. 3 into 3, 9i. 3 into root 3 into I square. I square is minus 1, and overall it will become minus 3 root 3. Okay. I cube. I cube is a minus I. I had shown in the previous example. Adis mein dakhule the. Okay, here is a minus I, and this is the plus and minus get cancelled. 9i minus I, you are getting 8i upon 8, and hence it is I, and hence root 3 upon 2 plus I upon 2 bracket cube is equals to I, and it is a proof. Now the next example, if x is equals to minus 5 plus 2 in root of minus 4. Again, this expression, find the value of x raised to 4, 9x cube plus 35x square minus x plus 64. Now minus 4i means what? Minus 5 plus 2 minus 4 means what? 4 into minus 1, and here is a minus 5 plus 2. Again, in root of 4 I square. I square is a I, therefore it is a minus 5 plus, and here is a 2. Square root of 4 is a 2 into I, and overall you are getting minus 5 plus 4i. Transfer this minus 5 to the left hand side, it will become plus. X plus 5 is equals to 4i. Squaring on both sides, x plus 5 bracket square is equals to 4i bracket square. Expand this, x square plus 10x plus 25. 4i square means what? Minus 16, and hence x square plus 10x 25 plus 16, it's a 41. आता पुढे डिव्हिजन बघायचे, आपल्याला याची व्हॅल्यू फाइंड आउट करायची. या आधीचं एक्झाम्पल हे देखील आपल्याला या डिव्हिजन मेथडने जमलं असतं, परंतु इथे आपण ऍडजस्टमेंट पण कधी कधी करता येते. परंतु नंबर ऑफ द टाइम्स ऍडजस्टमेंट ही कॉम्प्लिकेटेड असते, पण डिव्हिजन मध्ये 100% आपल्याला आन्सर लगेच आपल्याला फास्ट मिळत असतं. नाउ दिस x raised to 4 plus 9x cube plus 35x square minus x plus 64 is divided by x square plus 10x plus 41 is equals to 0. त्याने डिवाइड करणार. प्रत्येकदा इथे फर्स्ट टर्म कन्सिडर करणार. दिस इज एक्स रेस टू 4. इथलं फर्स्ट टर्म बघणार आपण. इथे एक्स स्क्वेअर आहे आणि इथे एक्स रेस टू 4 पाहिजे मला. म्हणजे एक्स स्क्वेअरला मी कशाने मल्टिप्लाय करणार? देन अँड देन आय विल गेट एक्स रेस टू 4. दॅट इज एक्स स्क्वेअर. नाउ मल्टिप्लाय दिस एक्स स्क्वेअर बाय एक्स स्क्वेअर plus 10x plus 41. Okay, see this here. Here x raised to 4. Here is x raised to 4. I want x raised to 4. Then by which term I should multiply to this x square so that I will get x raised to 4. That is a x square. मग तो x square इथे लिहिणार. X square into x square, x raised to 4. X square into 10x, 10x cube. X square into 41, 41x square. Subtraction करणार. This is a minus sign, minus and minus. X raised to 4, x raised to 4 get cancelled. 9x cube minus 10x cube. You are getting minus x cube. 35x square minus 41x square. You are getting minus 6x square. Minus x plus 64. Okay. Next बघा इथे. Now here is a minus x cube. मग या x square ला कशाने मल्टिप्लाय केल्यानंतर मला minus x cube मिळेल. Then it is a minus x. Minus x into x square, you are getting minus x cube. Minus x into 10x, you are getting minus 10x square. Minus x into 41, that is a minus 41x. Okay. Again division. करताना sign काय करणार आपण? Change करणार. This is a plus, plus and the plus. Okay. Now plus x cube minus x cube get cancelled. Minus 6x square. And here is a plus 10x square. You are getting 4x square. Minus x plus 41x. Then you are getting 40x. 64 as it is. Okay. Puna repeat. Plus x cube minus x cube get cancelled. Minus 6x square plus 10x square. You are getting 4x square. Minus x plus 41x. You are getting 40x. Next 64. Again. Now here is a 4x square. म्हणजे मला 4x square मिळवण्यासाठी या x square ला कशाने मल्टिप्लाय करणार तर 4 ने. Therefore I will multiply this x square by 4. That's why I had written here 4. Okay, plus 4. Therefore 4 into x square, 4x square. 4 into 10x, 40x. Next 4 into 41. You are getting 164. Okay. Now the next is again here minus sign, minus and minus. This get cancelled. 0 plus 64 minus 164. You are getting the minus 100. Okay. Now see this here. This is the dividend is equals to. What about here? This is the divisor and this is the quotient. Therefore dividend is equals to divisor. Okay. Into quotient. This is the quotient and the remainder. But what is the value of x square plus 10x plus 41? X square plus 10x plus 41. त्याची value किती आहे? तर 0. Therefore 0 into x square minus x plus 4. Overall, this multiplication will be 0. And lastly, the value of that polynomial is, what is that? It is a minus 100. Okay, value of this polynomial is a minus 100. If x is equals to minus 5 plus 2 root of minus 4. Okay, पुन्हा तुम्ही बघू शकता. Dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. But the value of this is 0. 0 into this polynomial, overall you are getting 0, and that's equals to minus 100. Okay. In this way, we have completed all the solved examples. In this way, we have completed all the solved examples before the exercise. I will see in the next video. Till then, goodbye.